a little bit of butter and milk into the bowl. Then you could just mash them up. They're going to be extra flavorful from the
okay.
herbs and everything from.
I've never seen anyone mash potato with the whisk thing. Yeah. Hello there.
Hi.
And welcome to our channel. This is Alice.
And this is Kai.
And today we're going to be taking a look at Thanksgiving dinners. Well, this one is a super easy Thanksgiving dinner, so perfect for us amateur cooks that are pretty worthless in the kitchen.
Hey, speak for yourself. We're not.
Can't really,
I guess easy enough for us as non-Americans to potentially get right.
Yeah.
That's a better way of saying it, I guess.
Sure, we'll go with that. Simple and easy. I think it's just a very basic overview of like what we could have and make ourselves, I guess.
Yeah, easy to make at home by everyone. You don't have to be a cook or very fancy to be able to make this.
No, and it might be something that we'll eventually try out and make ourselves once our kitchen is finished. So we're probably looking realistically more Christmas time or New Year, but once that's done, we're going to definitely start with some food videos and making of ourselves. So we definitely want to do some Thanksgiving stuff, some biscuits and gravy.
It'll be after Thanksgiving at that time. So
it will be late, but we can still get round to it.
We'll see. Yeah, let's just watch this video first. Looks good. Uncomplicated.
Okay, some mac and cheese.
Ooh,
they look
good.
Today I will be sharing the easiest way to prepare an entire Thanksgiving dinner, complete with the turkey and all of the sides from start to finish. This is going to be uncomplicated. Let's go get to my kitchen and let's get started.
To start our Thanksgiving meal out, we are making herb roasted turkey and mashed potatoes. This is really going to simplify your Thanksgiving. I have about 6 russet potatoes I peeled, but don't dice them, leave them whole. Now we're working on the herb butter for the turkey. It's a half a cup of softened butter, not melted, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, a tablespoon of fresh thyme, tablespoon of fresh sage, and a tablespoon of fresh rosemary. If you don't have fresh herbs, you could always use a teaspoon of the dried herbs. And then add in a teaspoon of salt and pepper. Give this a really super duper good stir. This is just so magical on the turkey. I have my turkey right here. I'm using a turkey breast. I definitely recommend you using a turkey breast. You will save a ton of money rather than buying like a huge turkey. Also, you could buy turkey breast in different sizes. I have a 4-pound turkey breast and mine is perfect.
For just the two of us, that would be plenty, wouldn't it? Because turkeys can be massive as well.
If you have a small family and you don't expect to have a whole entire, all your relatives around, then it makes sense to get something smaller.
Well, turkey here is generally quite expensive, isn't it? Like if you get like a whole turkey and stuff, because like we don't really have turkey very often. It's normally like a Christmas thing, isn't it? So, and when you come to Christmas, turkeys are generally quite pricey. Outside of that, they're not too bad,
but also you don't really see them very often.
No, you normally just get maybe some diced turkey breast or a leg or drumstick or something, but you don't get a whole turkey generally, do you?
For feeding about 4 to 6 people, but you could use up to an 8-pound turkey breast for this recipe. It will work super well, but just rub that herby butter all over the front and back of the turkey breast. We're cooking this turkey and mashed potatoes in the slow cooker today. It is going to turn out so good, so add it right into your slow cooker along with the gravy packet that the turkey comes with. Next, add those whole potatoes right into the slow cooker along with the turkey.
So they're going to kind of like parboil
for about 6 to 7 hours, and it's going to turn out so good. While this is cooking in my slow cooker all day, I'm going to get started on the easy side dishes. The first side dish is this simple cranberry sauce. It only has 3 ingredients. So to a pot on the stove, add in 1 cup of sugar, next 1 cup of no pulp orange juice. Don't worry, you don't really taste the orange juice at all. Give this a stir and bring it up to a simmer. Let that sugar dissolve. Now add in 12 ounces of fresh cranberries. I'm going to let the cranberries simmer for about 12 to 15 minutes. This is really going to help it thicken up. So once it gets to this thickness, you could just remove it from the heat. The longer you let this cranberry sauce sit, the thicker that it will be. So if you don't like it very thick, just make it in the evening or whenever you plan to make dinner. But I like it a little bit thicker, so I like to make it in the morning and kind of just let it sit, and then it will thicken up over time. The next side dish we are making for our Thanksgiving dinner is this creamy macaroni and cheese. It is so rich and delicious. My sister-in-law made it for a family dinner about a year ago, and I've been in love with it since. So shred your cheese. It's a pound of mozzarella cheese, pound of Colby Jack cheese, and a half a pound of cheddar cheese.
What is Colby Jack?
I don't know.
No
I
idea.
can't say that I've seen Kobe Jack
No, I
cheese
don't
over
think we
here.
have that here.
No,
Unless it's called something different.
maybe.
Maybe it's like just a blend, because it looked like it had
It
like
did
two
look like a
foams.
blend, but yeah, let us know what that.
Yeah, what is Colby Jack
actually-
cheese, guys?
Yeah, also the cheese is in it.
Set your cheese to the side. To a pot of boiling water, add in a pound of pasta. You could use any type of pasta that you like or have on hand, just to let that pasta cook through. Now we're going to make the seasoning mixture. It's a half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of paprika, and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Give this a little stir, and then now that my pasta is tender, I am just going to strain it, and then go ahead and set that pasta to the side. I do want to mention, make sure you do cook your pasta in a large enough pot.
I like the way they pronounce pasta. They say pasta, don't they? P-A, like a pasta.
Pasta.
Whereas we say pasta.
Pasta.
Pasta. Pasta. Interesting.
Because this is going to get big, you'll see here in a moment. But to that same pot, add in your 3 tablespoons of butter. Once it melted down, add in 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Whisk it and let that flour
So what are we
cook
making
for
now?
about a minute. That is going to help with the flavor. Then add in half of the
That's the-
seasoning
yeah, okay.
mixture. Just whisk that seasoning mixture in.
making the
And
sauce
then
for
you
the
are
mac
going
and
to add
cheese.
in 12
Okay.
ounces of
cheese
evaporated
sauce.
milk, not sweetened condensed milk. Make sure you use evaporated milk. They look similar, but they're not the same thing. Just whisk it in slowly, just so that flour doesn't become clumpy. As you see, if you whisk it in slowly, it just creates the most perfect sauce.
I'm actually looking forward to doing some cooking, you know. When we get our kitchen sorted
Now
out, I'm
add
quite
in
looking
a
forward
cup
to
and a
it.
half of heavy cream along with the remaining seasoning mixture that we made up earlier. Give this a whisk and bring it up to a simmer. And I have tried so many different macaroni and cheese recipes. This one is my all-time favorite. If you are looking for a good macaroni and cheese
Okay.
recipe,
Okay.
you absolutely need
Ah,
to
now
try
all the
this
cheese,
one.
okay.
Now add in half of all of the cheeses that we shredded up
That's a
earlier.
lot of cheese,
Then
though.
you're going to give this a good whisk. You want those cheeses to melt down. Once you do have all of your cheeses melted down, you are going to add in that cooked pasta that we just made up. Stir that pasta around
Looks
to get
good, that.
coated in that yummy
There's something
cheese
about cheese,
sauce.
isn't there?
And then you are going to grab a 9x13 baking dish. This macaroni and cheese is going to be baked in the oven, so
So
it's going to
stringy.
be extra good. Spray a 9x13 baking dish with nonstick
Ah, and then you
spray,
bake
then
it,
add
yeah.
that macaroni
Put the
right
rest
in
of the
there.
cheese on
Spread it
top.
out
Oh,
super
yes.
duper well. Then sprinkle the remaining cheeses over the top. Bake this
Cheese
in a
makes people happy,
preheated
doesn't
oven to
it?
350
something about cheese.
degrees
Yeah.
for about 25
You don't even like
minutes,
cheese
and then
that
once
much.
you
No,
pull
but
it
I
out of
like
the
any,
oven,
you know,
it
this
is
sort
going
of,
to be
yeah,
so
you're right.
cheesy, so
But this isn't
rich, and
smelly
like I
cheese.
said,
Yeah.
you need to try this macaroni and cheese recipe out at least once.
Ah, yes. I bet that is phenomenal, to
Yeah.
be fair. Simple, but very effective. Actually, I quite like the idea of the herb mix, though. How she mixed it in with butter and kind of made that part.
Dinner rolls are a staple for
Oh, dinner
Thanksgiving
rolls.
meals, but a lot of times they take all day to make. This is why I love these 1-hour dinner rolls. This is such an easy recipe. To a microwave-safe bowl, add in 3/4 cup of water along with 3/4 cup of milk, 4 tablespoons of butter, and 1/4 cup of sugar. After you add that sugar in there, add in about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Microwave this in your microwave for about 1 minute. This is going to warm it up super well. This recipe is also on page 49 in my cookbook. It's in the sides and appetizer
Okay, she has a
section, so
recipe
if
book.
you have my cookbook, you want to make sure you pull it out because this recipe is so good. But add that mixture into your stand mixer or a large bowl. Then
What
add
is
in
that?
2 tablespoons of rapid yeast, and then
Oh,
give
yeast.
this a
Rapid
super
yeast,
duper good
okay.
whisk, and then you're going to let this sit for 10 minutes to activate the yeast. Like I said, if you don't have a stand mixer, you could just use a large bowl and a spoon to mix this together, but you're going to add in
Okay,
3
so we're
1/2
making
cups
like the
of
bread mix,
all-purpose flour
effectively.
now, and mix it with your dough hook if you have a stand mixer until it kind of like creates a ball. You kind of want it to be like an elasticy ball. That is how you are going to know that the dough is ready. So grease a baking dish and then add your dough balls into the baking dish. You can make your dough balls larger or smaller depending on how many rolls you want to make. After you add all of them into your baking dish, you're just going to cover this with a towel. size for about 20 minutes.
That's quite a simple but effective one, isn't it?
Once your rolls have doubled in size, place them in a preheated oven to 350 degrees to bake for about 15 to 18 minutes or until they're golden brown on the top. We like to brush ours with a little bit of butter, and just look at how glamorous
They
those
do look
rolls
very
look.
appetizing.
They're
They
so
look
good. Now that my
beautiful.
turkey is done in the slow cooker, I am just going to carefully remove those potatoes. We are going to make those potatoes into mashed potatoes now. So just place them in a bowl, and those potatoes are kind of like infused with the herb butter now, and they're just
My only the only thing I don't like about this method with the turkey is it's going to be it's not going to be like, you're not going to have any crisp to it, but I suppose it didn't really have any skin on it anyway, did it? Because it was the roll rather than
breast.
so then again, thinking about it, actually it's not going, no matter which way you do it, it's not going to change the outcome. Although I suppose if you did oven it, you might get some burnt ends a little bit. If you the outside is going to get a bit more roasted, say, than fall apart in the...
I guess if crispiness is on the outside is your thing, you can
always take it out later.
No,
okay, go on. Sorry.
you can take it out of there and just
Yeah.
crisp it up under the grill or something in the oven for a bit
Yeah, true, I suppose.
if you want
ultra
some.
flavorful. So all you have to do
But it
with
didn't
those
have any
potatoes
skin, like
is
you
add
said,
a little
so.
bit of butter and milk into the bowl. Then you could
Butter
just
and milk.
mash
'Cause
them
we're making
up.
mash, yeah.
They're going to be extra flavorful
Oh,
from the
okay, I've
herbs
never
and
seen-
everything from
I've never seen anyone mash potato with the whisk thing. Yeah. Interesting idea. I've never
I
actually
never
tried
thought
it.
to
No, I've
use
never
it.
thought to do that. I normally just boil the hell out of the potatoes so that you could just mash them easy then.
the slow cooker, so you really don't need any seasonings.
I feel like that's
or
going to be
any
too messy
herbs
though.
go
I'm going to
into
make such a
those
mess
mashed
doing that.
potatoes. They're so good. Just look at how creamy they are, and you didn't even have to cook them in a separate pot and dirty up another pot. This is just the easiest way to make turkey and mashed potatoes.
A bit of
Also, we
butter.
don't want to waste the turkey drippings in the slow cooker. This will make for the best gravy. So go ahead and strain
yes,
the turkey
yes.
drippings just in a measuring cup, just like this. And you'll notice that the fat kind of goes to the top of the measuring cup. It rises. So if you do want to remove
interesting
some
measuring
of
cup,
the
isn't it?
fat on the top, you can just carefully do
can
it
get rid of
just like this. And you want to get to 3 cups of turkey drippings. And if you don't quite have 3 cups like me, that's totally fine. Just add some broth in there until you get to 3 cups. Now I'm going to set this to the side. We're going to make a cornstarch slurry. This will help thicken it up. Just add in a couple tablespoons of water and a couple tablespoons of cornstarch into this little bowl. Whisk it together until it is smooth. Now you're going to pull out a pot and add that gravy mixture into the pot. Next, add in the cornstarch
thickener then,
mixture,
the
and you're going
cornstarch.
to let this simmer on your stove
Is that
until
corn
it
flour?
opens up
That's corn flour
to the
we call it, isn't it?
consistency that you like your
No, I think
gravy.
it's different.
While this is
Oh, okay.
simmering on my stove, I'm going to just take a moment and slice up my turkey. My house was just smelling so good at this point. I wish you could smell it. As you see, this turkey is so juicy and so flavorsome. Oh my goodness, I wish you could taste it. And
So
I wish we could
that's-
have
she's gonna leave it
Thanksgiving
like
all
that, yeah.
together
Yeah.
this
The
year.
experience with turkey was quite dry. So at least with this way, it will be quite moist
Nice and
because
moist,
it's cooked in
yeah.
the juice. So
That would just be my
might be quite
dream.
pleasant.
And here's what the gravy's looking like now that it is thicker. You could just pour that gravy over the top of your mashed potatoes, over your turkey, or however you would like your gravy. This Thanksgiving
that's
dinner
it.
is
we got a few
delicious.
bits here, haven't
Also,
we?
it didn't break the bank. This is a little bit more of an affordable Thanksgiving meal to make, and it does not taste affordable. This meal tastes so delicious, like $1 million. That turkey's juicy. The mashed potatoes are herby. That cranberry sauce is so good. The mashed potatoes are good, and so are the rolls. I did serve this with steamed green beans on the side. If you're looking for an easy Thanksgiving dinner, I definitely recommend this one.
Thank you for being here today and
Lovely.
Okay.
That didn't
Well,
seem
that's-
too bad.
yeah,
that's
that was
very
interesting.
I think it's very simple, very easy to make. And I think based on the portions as well, you don't have to make a lot of it, which is
Yeah.
quite nice.
Of course, this is not all the traditional stuff that goes into a Thanksgiving dinner. We already know some of the stuff that are missing, such as the candy yams, perhaps.
There's a lot of
the
other sides,
pies.
isn't there?
There are a lot of other sides that could be incorporated. But I guess turkey is the main event, and then each family decides what they like to sit alongside their turkey.
Yes,
And for an affordable
It looks,
and
yeah, it looks
easy
very,
to-
it's
it looks
simple,
very good,
easy to
yeah.
make.
And she made a lot of it from scratch. Obviously, made the roll. She made everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, very nice.
Yeah, to be honest, it looked quite entertaining to make as well.
Nice
I'd
and
probably
easy.
enjoy making something like that because it's not too labor intensive, if you
Yes.
like.
Absolutely. So we can easily make
Yes.
something like that.
And we did notice that there is another video. Other people have ideal Thanksgiving, and we also saw a video from Cowboy Kent Rollins making his. It was his Thanksgiving dinner. There we go.
That might be a good
that
one to
looked,
see.
had a little skim over it, and it looked really cool. And we haven't watched one of his videos yet, and I think he's going to be our
Inspiration
kitchen guide.
for-
You know, when we start cooking, we're going to have old Cowboy Kent in the background. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, so we hope to make right by him, but it'll be nice to actually see
Yeah,
some
well,
and react to some of his
We'll watch one
recipes.
of his Thanksgiving recipes as well,
Yeah.
because I think, you know, with Thanksgiving coming up, let's have another look at, like, because obviously this one was a very basic overview. Let's see a more in-depth kind of with more sides and
more traditional, maybe.
yes.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye.